Hello dear students, I hope you are doing well at home and taking care of your studies and taking care of your health as well. Today in this class, in this discussion, I have come with a new chapter, and it is, as you can see, I have written on the board, it is the 16th chapter, chapter number 16 of your textbook, and today's discussion is going to be on tense continuous. Today's discussion will be on tense continuous. So specifically, particularly, we will be discussing the continuous forms of tenses. The continuous forms of the tenses, not all the forms or all the kinds. On this chapter is only about, it is about tense, but we are not going to discuss all the kinds or types of tenses. In this chapter particularly, we are going to discuss the continuous forms. The continuous forms of tenses. So let's first try to understand what do we mean by tense. What tense actually means. Tense of a verb. Tense of a verb. So a verb, we know by verb we mean those words which indicate or which refer to do something. Action words. Action words or doing words are called verbs. So a verb has three forms. A verb has three forms: present, past, and future. A verb has three forms: present, past, and future. These are the three forms that a verb has. So by tense we mean when, by tense of a verb. When we talk about tense, we are to, take this term verb, because when we speak about tense, we talk about verb, tense of the verb. So tense of the verb, tense of a verb tells us or indicates when an action or an event is taking place or takes place. I am repeating, tense of a verb indicates, tense of a verb tells us when an action or an event takes place or taking place or will take place. So this is what we mean by tense. Tense of a verb tells us or indicates when an action or an event will take place, or when an action takes place, or when an action took place. Tense of a verb tells us about the time when an action took place or takes place or taking place or will take place. So tense of a verb tells us the time of an action or an event when it takes place. This is what we mean by tense. In today's discussion, in this chapter, we are going to put some light on the continuous forms of tenses. So we already know that there are three tenses, as I wrote on the board: present, past, and future. And these three tenses are again divided into four kinds. These three tenses, present, past, and future. These three tenses are again divided into what? Four kinds or four types. Simple, these four kinds or types are simple, continuous, perfect, and the last and the fourth one is perfect continuous. These are the four kinds or types of tenses. In present tense, we have the first one, simple present or present indefinite. The simple one is also referred to as indefinite. Simple present or present indefinite. Second one is present continuous. Third one is present perfect. And the fourth and the last one is present perfect continuous tense. Similarly, in the other two cases, In past tense we have the first one is simple past, then past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous. In future, in the case of future as well, we have just like the other two cases, simple future, the first one, first kind, then future continuous, future perfect, continuous. So these are the kinds or types of tenses. But in today's discussion, we are not going to discuss all the kinds or types of tenses. This is all about continuous. We are going to discuss the continuous forms of these three tenses: present, past and future. Not all the kinds or types. In the other chapters, in the other lessons, you will get the other kinds or types, and we will be discussing the other types in the next classes, in the other chapters. In this chapter, we have only present continuous tense, past continuous tense and future continuous tense. Present continuous, past continuous and future continuous. Present continuous tense. In this chapter we will have present continuous, then past continuous and future continuous. These are the three kinds or types we are going to discuss in this chapter. Present continuous. So what kind of sense this tense gives us? What do we mean by present continuous tense? Any action or any event which is happening now, which is going on now at present, those kind of meaning or sense, I mean that kind of sense or meaning is written in which tense? Present continuous tense. Any action or any event which is happening right now at present, which is going on now, that kind of sense or meaning, whenever we want to express that kind of sense, I mean anything or any event or any action which is going on now, in that case which tense I mean we use present continuous tense. When do we use present continuous tense? When an action or an event is going on now. An action or an event is happening right now. It is happening at present. It is going on now. That kind of sense or meaning, when we want to express that kind of sense or meaning, we use present continuous tense. And the rule of writing sentences in this tense is what? I think you already know. Subject plus am or is or are plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. This is the rule in which we write sentences or we express sentences in present continuous tense. This is the rule. Subject plus am, is or are, based on the subject. According to the subject, whatever the subject takes, based on that we write am or is or are. You already know when to use am, when to use is and when to use are. So based on the subject we are to use am or is or are. So after writing subject, then am, is or are, then what comes? The first form of the verb, that means the present form of the verb. See, in short we can write V1. In short, to indicate or to mean first form of the verb, sometimes we write V1. V1 means the present form of the, or the main form or the first form of the verb. And then we add or we write ing. To make it continuous, we add or we write ing. And then plus object. So this is the rule in which we write sentences. In which tense? In present continuous tense. And present continuous tense expresses or gives us a sense, we get the sense that any action or any event which is happening right now, which is going on right now. And this is the formula in which we write sentences in present continuous tense. Subject plus am or is or are, then the first form of the verb or we can say simply, or in short we can say V1, then ing plus object. Now I should write one or two sentences. Okay, let me write one sentence. He is writing a poem. I have written one sentence here. He is writing a poem. Here you see what kind of sense or meaning we are getting from this sentence. He is writing a poem, or if I say I am teaching now, what kind of sense or meaning we get? That something or an action or an event which is happening right now at present. He is writing a poem. This sentence is giving us a sense that an action which is going on now, which is happening now. It is happening now. So you see, it is in which tense? It is in present continuous tense. And you see the rule or the formation that we wrote after subject, we have, because the subject is he, we have written is. He is, then writing. We have added ing to the verb write. The main verb here is what? Write. Writing has come from actually write. We have added ing. We have added ing. The verb is write, and because it is present continuous tense, what we have done here? We have added ing to the verb. So from writing has come from write. He is writing a poem. So it is a case, or it is a sentence, it is an example of present continuous tense. Now let's move on to the next kind or the next type of today's discussion. Past continuous tense. Past continuous tense. We have finished present continuous tense. Now we are going to the next kind or type of today's discussion, and it is past continuous tense. So by present continuous tense, we understood, and I said that an action or an event which is going on now. By present, in present continuous tense, we mean any action or any event which is going on now at present. But what do we mean by past continuous tense? By past continuous tense, we mean, or we understand an action or an event which was happening in the past. It is not going on now. It was happening in the past. In present continuous tense, what we had, we got the sense, we got the meaning that an action or an event which is happening now at present. But here in past continuous tense, this tense gives us the sense or the meaning that an action or an event which was happening in the past, it is not going on now, which was happening in the past, and it is already over. It has no relation with the present. It was happening in the past. In the past, it was taking place, it was happening, and it is over now. Past continuous tense. That's what we get. That's what I mean. We understand by what? Past continuous tense. Now let's try to write what the rule in which we write sentences in this tense. Subject plus was or were plus V1 plus ing plus object. This is the formation or the rule in which we write sentences in past continuous tense. Subject plus was or were plus V1. V1 means, in the earlier case what I wrote, first form, the first form of the verb. That means the present form of the verb, the main form of the verb. Subject plus was or were plus V1 plus ing. Since it is continuous tense, in all the continuous tenses this will be there. In all the continuous tenses, V1 plus ing is common. This will be there in all the continuous tenses. So subject plus was or were plus V1 plus ing plus object. This is the formula of writing sentences in past continuous tense. And what kind of sense or meaning we get from past continuous tense? It gives us the sense or meaning that an action or an event which was happening in the past, and it is already over. It is not going on now. It is already over. It was happening. It was happening in the past. Okay, now let's write one example, one or two. The teacher was correcting our copies. The teacher was correcting our copies. Here you see, this is the subject, the teacher, and based on the subject we use was or were. Based on the subject, the number or the what person of the subject, based on the number or the person of the subject we use was or were. I am making it clear when to use was and when to use were. First, let's try to understand this sentence. The teacher was correcting our copies. So from this sentence, we are getting the sense that something was happening, something was taking place in the past. An event or an action was happening in the past. The teacher was correcting our copies. Here the subject is the teacher, the person singular. That is why we have written was, and the verb in this sentence is correct. We have what written or added ing to correct, and it has become correcting. Then our copies. This is the object. So as I said, based on the number or the person of the what subject we use was or were. Let's make some changes here in this sentence, and then let's see what are the other changes we have to make because of that one change. Let's make the subject plural. It was the teacher. Now let's make it the teachers. It was singular in the earlier case. Now I have made it plural. Now it is the teachers. So the moment I have changed what the subject, it was singular in the earlier case. Now it is plural. The subject is plural. The teachers, more than one. So now I cannot write was. I have to write were. The teachers were. The teachers were correcting our copies. So now I'm making it clear when to use was and when to use were. In past I'm talking about only past continuous tense. In past continuous tense, when to use what was, I'm only talking about now when to use was, and then I shall go to when to use were. I, he, she, it, I, he. We always say I was, he was. In past continuous, I'm talking about only past continuous tense. In this tense, with these what subjects, if subject is I, then I was, he was, she was, it was, and any other singular subject. Apart from these four, if any other singular subject is there, singular subject, any other singular subject, when any of these subject is there, then what to do? We have to use was. And if apart from this, if any other singular subject is there, like any name, someone's name, but it is singular, only in that case also we shall use what was. And when to use were, subjects like we, you, they, subjects like we, you, they, and any other plural subject, any other plural subject. any other plural subject. So what I said first, when we have I or he or she or it or any other singular subject, what to use? We use was. And when we have we or you or they or any other plural subject, in those cases what to use? We are to use where. So what I said when I started, I said based on the number or the person. When I say number, I mean whether it is singular or plural. When I say a person, I mean whether it is first person or second person or third person. So based on the number or the what person of the subject, based on the number or the person of the subject, we use was or were. It is not like we can use whatever we wish. It is not like that. Depending on the subject, we are to use was or were. And what kind of sense we get from past continuous tense? Past continuous tense gives us a sense that something, an action or an event which was happening in the past and it is over now. It is not happening now. If anything is happening or taking place now, then it is present continuous tense. In the beginning I said. And in past continuous tense we get the meaning that any action or any event which was happening in the past. Like the teacher was, the example that I wrote here, the teacher was correcting our copies. That means in the past, I am talking about something which has already happened. And in past tense, it was happening. It was taking place. Now let's go to the next one. Next and the last from this chapter, future continuous. Future continuous. As I said, we shall discuss only these three kinds in today's discussion, in today's class. And this is the last one. We have already discussed present continuous and past continuous. Now future continuous. So future continuous tense. By future continuous tense, we mean an action or an event which will be happening in the future, which will be taking place in the it will take place in future, but it will be continuous. It will be happening in the future. Okay, let me write the rule in which we write sentence in this tense. Subject plus shall or will plus be plus v1 plus ing plus object. Subject plus shall or will plus be plus v1 plus ing plus object. Now let me write some sentences from your textbook. Okay. Subject plus shall or will plus be plus v1 plus ing plus object. v1 plus ing, this is common in all the continuous tenses. This part v1 plus ing, this part is common in all the continuous tenses. Now what I said, by future continuous tense we mean an action or an event which will be happening or which will be taking place in the future. So let me write one example now. There will be playing cricket here. You can see I have written one sentence. They will be playing cricket in the evening. They will be playing cricket in the evening. Here you see the subject is they. So with they we generally use will, not shall. They will, then be is common in whichever the or whatever the subject is. After shall or will we are to write be in future continuous tense. They will be playing. You see after be what to write? v1 plus ing. So the main verb here in this sentence is what? Play. And We are adding ing, playing. They will be playing cricket in the evening. So this sentence is giving us a sense that an action or an event which will be taking place or which will be happening in the future. It will take place in the future, but it will be continuous. In future, it will be continuous. It will be taking place. It will be happening. So this is what we get. This kind of sense we get from what? Future continuous tense. An action or an event which will be happening in the future, which will be continuous in future tense. Like what? I shall be watching television in the evening, or what to write? I shall be practicing English grammar tomorrow in the evening. So I mean, when we want to express an event or an action which will be taking place or will be happening in the future, in those cases we write sentences in this what rule or in this formula, or and then we call them or we take them under which tense? Future continuous tense, because they mean this sentence is giving us a sense that an action or an event will be taking place in future or will be happening in the future. So this is what future continuous tense tells us or indicates. It indicates an action or an event which will be taking place or which will be happening in the future. That means in the future the action or the event will be continuous. That's what we understand by future continuous tense. There are some examples given in your textbook in all these three tenses. Examples I have only used one or two, and I have not used sentences from your textbook. You can go through the sentences that have been given in your textbook. It will be what better for you if you read all the sentences. And you see, okay, one thing is left in this chapter, like how to make negative. Okay, now let's first talk about present continuous tense. I'm writing one sentence in what? Present continuous tense. I'm writing this sentence is there in your textbook. Now I'm writing the sentences exactly from your textbook. Ratna is learning English. Ratna is learning English. Ratna is learning English. It is a sentence of which tense? It is a sentence of present continuous tense. It is a sentence of which tense? It is a sentence of present continuous tense, because you see after the subject we have is, and what we got in present continuous tense? The formula is, or the rule is, subject plus am is are. So Ratna is, then V1 plus ing, learning English. Ratna is learning English. This is an affirmative sentence. This is an affirmative, or you can say positive sentence. This is an affirmative or a positive sentence. So how to change this sentence? How to change this sentence from affirmative or from positive to negative? Very simple. The negative form of this sentence will be Ratna is not. So just after the auxiliary verb we have to write not. Then it will become negative. Ratna is learning English. This is the affirmative form or the positive form, and the negative form of this sentence is what? Ratna is not. So right after the auxiliary verb, this is the auxiliary verb is. It is the auxiliary verb or the helping verb in this sentence, because it is helping the main verb to express the sense. And just after the auxiliary verb or the helping verb we have written not. So after writing not after the auxiliary verb, sentence becomes negative. So Ratna is not learning English. Now this is the negative form. This is negative, and this is affirmative or positive. So in this way we have to change affirmative sentences or positive sentences into negative sentences after adding not after the auxiliary verb. If auxiliary verb is there, then we just need to write not after the auxiliary verb and it becomes negative. Now let us go to the next tense. So this was a case of which tense? Present continuous. Present continuous. Now let us go to the next tense, past continuous, and I am writing sentence from your textbook. Okay, the case is same, only the what auxiliary verbs will change. So the Ratna was in place of is, it was is in present tense, in present continuous tense. Now it is past continuous tense. So in place of is we are writing was. Ratna was learning English. Ratna was learning English. Here you see, now what we are changing sentence of past continuous tense. Sentence, this is affirmative and we have to change it to what? Negative. Ratna was learning English. The subject is singular, third person singular. That is why was is there. Based on the subject, based on the number or the person of the subject, we have to write was or were. Here the subject is singular, third person singular. So was. Ratna was learning English. It is a sentence of past continuous tense. So the negative form of this sentence will be Ratna was not. Ratna was not learning English. Ratna was not learning English. Now it has become negative. This is the affirmative. This first sentence is affirmative or positive, and this is the negative form. Now let's go to the next and the last tense. I mean future continuous. The same sentence. I am writing the same sentence in future continuous tense. Ratna will be learning English. Nothing more is there in this chapter after this. We are going to conclude today's discussion. Ratna will be learning English. This sentence is in future continuous tense. Now, you see, as I said, the formula of this tense is what? After writing the subject, we have to write shall or will and then be, then V1 plus ing and then object. So it is a sentence of future continuous tense. Now we have to change it. It is an affirmative sentence or it is a positive sentence. We have to change it into what? Negative sentence. It is very simple. You see, Ratna will not be learning English. After shall or will, we have to write not and then be. When we want to change it to negative, what to do? After shall or will, we have to write not and then be. Ratna will not be learning English. Now it has become negative. This is the affirmative form or the positive form, and this is negative. Ratna will not be learning English. Nothing more is left in this chapter. We have finished today's discussion. So today's discussion was on tense, and we have not discussed all the tenses, since this chapter is only about continuous tenses. By continuous tense we mean there is another kind, perfect continuous. In all the three tenses, the last one is perfect continuous, but we have not discussed perfect continuous. We have only discussed the continuous: present continuous, past continuous, and future continuous. These are the three tenses that we discussed in this chapter. I hope you have understood, and if, as I say, after the end, at the end of every class, every discussion, that if there is any kind of confusion, you can call me after 8 p.m. It will be better for me if you call me between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. So do let me know if there is any kind of confusion in your mind, so that I can clear your confusions. Okay, do watch the video again and again, and if any kind of confusion is there in your mind, you can call me after 8 p.m. Okay, till then, take care of your studies and take care of your health as well. Thank you very much. Thank you.